the only difference between sitting and activity is that you're setting aside activity for the sole focus of remembrance, or for the sole focus of mindfulness. Same thing, essentially. And in terms of activity, like they both complement each other. So like, when you sit and you meditate in, like, we call it formal practice. When you're doing formal meditative practice, it will start to spill over into your active life. So you'll start becoming more mindful as you're just doing your day-to-day things. And if you become more mindful in your active life, it will start to spill over into your formal practice. So you'll find it easier to stay in longer states of mindfulness, and you'll start forgetting less. So until eventually there stops being such a differentiation between the two, you know, this is when it starts to sort of become like a samadhi state, where it's kind of absorption, if you like. And when it's absorption, like it is what it says on the tin, it's you're just absorbed in it, whether you're sitting or whether you're, you know, sweeping the floor. Yeah.
Can you lose that state?
Yes, you can. And until you can't.
That sounds like a Zen riddle in itself.
Well, until the mind has become like until the ego has completely disappeared in this absorption state, there is a permanent shift that happens where it can't be lost. Now, I haven't experienced that yet. I've had moments of experience of that, which is profound and life-changing. However, if you don't continue, it's like kind of anything, you know, if you don't continue to practice, it's a skill that just kind of I guess the truth is that it can be lost, but the depths can be lost, but it can't be lost, you know. So because the experiences I've experienced it, where there's been huge amounts of forgetfulness, especially over this you know, illness that I was experiencing, a lot of resistance and fear coming up, but it's never lost. It's always there. There's always a degree of absorption there. It's just the depth is not there as much when you're not practicing regularly, basically.
Would you say that the insight is there? You still, like, once you've been to that place and you've captured some of those insights, insights about the mind and the nature of mind and suffering, you understand that. However, it's been my experience that I go through a period of meditating regularly, you know, and I'm not talking heaps, I'm talking like half an hour a day, you know, I'm not breaking any records. However, like over time, it kind of builds up and you experience certain things, you start to understand more. However, then if that practice falls away for me, that the understanding of it is still there, and some of those insights I might have gleaned through that regular practice is still there. However, the depth isn't there. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, so what I'm talking about really, it's not so much an insight, it's experiential. So it's like insights are obviously you experience an insight, and it's profound, but it leaves it's literally like a door has opened up in you, the floodgates have opened, but they can't be closed anymore. And there's a causeless flow of peace and joy and bliss, which sounds very nice and but it's actually experiential. Nothing good is happening, apparently. You know, you haven't landed a big client in your business, or you haven't just got married or got a new partner or won the lottery. Like nothing apparently great is going on, but a joy and a bliss arises for no apparent reason whatsoever. And this is just the fragrance of the flower. It's the fragrance of someone who's in the permanent state of beingness. Now that can lessen. And this is not an insight, you know. It's a literal, insights come out of this, you know. But this is a literally something shifting energetically within. And once that's shifted, like I say, it can't be switched off. It can only be, it shines so much light that nothing can hide. You realize you don't have one tiger anymore. You have so many. So at the same time, you experience so much bliss and joy, but then so much fear and anger. This is a common thing as well. Not everyone is like this, but it was my experience. And so in the facing of those things as they arise, then the kind of, what do we call it? Like this flow of joy, that degree of it can be lessened in those times. But that eventually absorbs those tigers as well.
Those damn tigers.